In this video, we're going to discuss some tools available to you during your WebEx session to help you better manage your participants and address some potential security issues. If during the scheduling of your meeting you did not tell WebEx to mute all participants upon entry, you can do that once the session begins. Once you've started the session, as long as you, the host, are in the session, you can click on the participant menu and click Mute on Entry. From this point on, as each participant enters the room, their microphone will be muted automatically. Keeping all participants in the session muted until they need to speak will help improve the overall audio quality of your WebEx session. If at any point you wanted to mute or unmute an individual from the participants list, you can point on their name. You'll see their microphone at the end. If it's red with a line through it, that means they're muted. Clicking on it would unmute it. If the mic was live, clicking on that symbol would mute their microphone. If you're concerned about a student sharing their screen with the classroom and perhaps sharing inappropriate content, you can take steps to prevent participants in your meeting from being able to share content until such time you choose to allow it or not at all. You can take that step before the meeting ever begins, as you're scheduling the meeting, or during a meeting in progress. Let me show you both ways. Here I am in the scheduling screen of WebEx. If I were to schedule a meeting, I would fill out all of the pertinent information here. And when I click on Show Advanced Options, and then click on Scheduling Options, and scroll down, and click on Edit Attendee Privileges. On this list, you would want to uncheck Share Content. That would take away the ability for any participant to share content on their screen with the rest of the group. You might also consider unchecking Control Application, Web Browser, or Desktop remotely. This will ensure that a participant can't take over the session. Click OK and continue to schedule your meeting. If you are already in a meeting in session and aren't sure if you made the selections or are certain that you didn't, click the Participant menu at the top of the screen. Notice the check mark in front of Anyone Can Share. That means any participant in this session can share their screen. If you click on that option, it will remove the check mark and prevent anybody in the session from sharing their screen unless they have proper privileges. During a live meeting, if you click on the meeting menu and select Options, from the General tab, notice how Allow All Participants to Turn on Video is selected. If you click that check mark to deselect it, when you click Apply, that will remove the ability for all participants to share their video. This can help resolve a number of issues. If you're in a session where there's a lot of interruption in audio and video and it's a bit sluggish, having everybody's video feed turned off will increase available bandwidth for audio quality. This is also very useful if you have one or more participants in your session who are using their video feeds for purposes you prefer they not use them for, such as inappropriate behavior. If you've made any changes here, click Apply to apply them to the current meeting, and then click OK. If you're conducting a class where you want a student to be able to share, say, a PowerPoint, because they're going to do a presentation, you can point to your name in the participant list. As the host, notice this little ball with the little round Cisco logo. If you click and drag that logo or ball to an individual, they become a presenter. Let's say you want Carla Sampson to become a presenter. Drag the ball from your name to hers, then choose Yes in the Change Presenter dialog box. As the host of this meeting, you can go take back the presenter role at any time. You can also right-click on an individual's name in the participant list, point to Change Role To, and then click on Presenter or any other role available. Let's say a student came into the session, turned on their video, and something about their video feed was inappropriate. You can turn off their video feed immediately by pointing to their name in the participant list, right-clicking, and selecting Stop Video. Their camera is muted immediately. This does not take away their camera privileges completely from the session, but it gives you an ample buffer of time to say to the class and to the student in question to please not turn on their video and to follow the rules of etiquette for the class. Let's say, for example, that Carla Sampson was getting rowdy in class, perhaps continuously turning on her video feed even though you kept shutting it off, or turning on her microphone, revealing that she was talking on the phone with friends or watching television and was a general disruption to the class. An option you have is to expel a student. When you expel a student, they leave the session completely. If I wanted to expel Carla Sampson, I can right-click her name in the participant list, select Expel, and choose Yes to expel Carla Sampson. Carla will get a notice that reads the host has removed you from the meeting, and she will immediately be removed from the session. Another strategy to prevent people you expel from getting back in the room, or to prevent any unwanted people who may have gotten the meeting link from getting into the room. Once you've begun your class session, and perhaps allowed 5 or 10 minutes, or however much time you feel is the appropriate amount at the beginning of the class for people to show up late, and take attendance, you can lock a meeting. If you click on the meeting menu and select Lock Meeting, you'll notice this over here tells you that the meeting is locked. When a meeting is locked, no one else can join from that point, whether or not they have the link, whether or not they're a member of your class, or whether or not they're a member of the institution. You can, at any time, unlock a meeting by clicking on the meeting menu and selecting Unlock Meeting. In closing, we think that these tools will help you better manage your classroom experience. Don't forget the tools you already have, the rules you make clear in your syllabus that pertain to your class policies, and when necessary, refer students back to the student handbook and to the college's policies as well. If you have persistent issues related to behavior or security, please use all of the college's resources, including contact your academic dean, the dean of students, and other student development resources, such as counseling services and public safety. You may also consider for yourself human resources and EAP. Thank you for watching.